Three, two, one. Hey guys, welcome to the RNH Podcast. I'm your host Sang, and from now on, I kind of want to make the podcast around like 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes. So I'm gonna keep it short like that. And I definitely want to post other content onto this channel other than just podcasts, maybe some vlogs and stuff as well. Today I actually have a special guest who actually made the logo for the RNH podcast. Please introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? This is Vichai from Fresno, Cali.
So today, we're gonna talk about how we viewed ourselves as a little kid and now, and some other things. But let's get into that topic first. I know you're very different from the first time I met you, and the first time we met was actually at school at a place where like everybody just hanged out. It's like the amphitheater, right? But that was only middle school. I didn't know you in elementary and stuff. So, how did you view yourself back then?
I mean, during that time, I kind of grew up in the west side, so like the way I grew up was a lot different from you guys, because you guys were in the east side of Fresno. So it's I kind of grew up in the ghetto, like around like Edison too. So like during that time, it was just, there was a lot of us Hmong Thai, which is like the fresh off the boat kids.
Yeah.
And we spoke a lot of Hmong, like we were just like always grouped up together. And like not just that, but like just growing up in our environment, we were kind of ghetto, and we just talk smack all the time.
Right,
like,
for sure.
Yeah, and as a child or like as a kid, I used to like super cocky and everything.
Yeah.
Like, I straight up was like a bully back then too. I always like make fun of people and just laugh about it. And it's not just one person, but like I probably made like close to 5 people cry at school. Just
So you bullied around.
yeah,
5,
I was a bully back then.
For sure. I mean,
like as a kid, like my mindset was really nothing, because like I was fresh off the boat in 2004. So I got here in the United States 2004 from Thailand, and then from there I have no idea, like things aren't like, priorities weren't really there, like nothing was really important. The only thing that was important was like just chilling and having fun with friends. So like when I go to school, like I don't even know what grades were. Like, I have no idea what grades were. All I know is that I'm gonna go to school, meet some people, play at the playground and stuff,
just to hang out.
Yeah, just to hang out.
It's kind of like a place for your parents to go to work and you to go, like, it's kind of like being babysat.
Yeah,
That's maybe how you viewed school.
So it was just like chilling,
Okay.
just hanging out with friends.
Yeah.
And with the grade stuff, I didn't really understand what grades were until like the 6th grade, which is just right before I met you guys. It was crazy, because like, I mean, I've always like did good in school and everything, but like it was just, I didn't know if I was doing good. I would get awards and stuff, but I have no idea what they were. The only thing that I actually paid attention to is like the perfect attendance award. Like
right.
I'm here
The
every
big
day
awards.
at school, so I'm yay.
Yeah.
But yeah, during that time, going back to perspective and stuff, like I really have, I guess, no perspective in school, or
You didn't care about grades.
yeah, I didn't really care about anything. All I cared during that time was to have fun, and that's what led me to be a bully, because like I was just having too much fun, and I didn't really think of people or how they felt.
Okay. How, like, were you disappointed at yourself looking back then? Was it cringy? What did you feel, man?
Looking back at it now, like I am ashamed of myself. Like I wish I could go back and not do those things.
But then, let me stop you there a bit. Like, do you think that helped you with your personality now? Like, going through all that, and now you can say, like, now you look back at it and say, oh yeah, doing that stuff, it's really kind of pathetic, or it's kind of like lame, or whatever. And maybe it helped you become this person, because today I know you as like super nice, super cautious, and really you like to joke around and stuff. You're very happy, and you motivate other people as well too.
Well, like definitely, like just growing up, being the bully, being the person who like nowadays you don't want to be, just like being the role model for yourself not to be back then. It kind of like open your eye, or like you should not be like the person you used to be. Like it's just like something for you to look at, to grow from. And it's where like you set something there and you don't want to go back there. And yeah, I guess because I was a bully, and because I was a naughty kid back then, it shows me the path where I have to be a good person and just motivate people so they won't be like me back.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Like when I look back at myself, I try to be a cool kid. Like, I don't know, because I grew up in Minnesota. I hung out with my group of friends, and usually those type of people I hung out with were white Americans, and it was really different, because that's really all I hung out in Minnesota. I had my friends and the teachers and whatnot. I don't know, I was just being myself until I moved to Cali. Then I was like, because I think I hit third grade when I came to Cali, and that's when I was like, okay, let's try to be a cool kid or whatever. And then like I hung out with them, and around the sixth grade, I hung out with a bad crowd, not bad crowd, but bad crowd, until half the semester, until I met like Nikita, Andrew, oh not really Andrew, but my other friends, charmed me too, during the half of sixth grade. And that's when I moved on to like an Asian group, all Asian group, friends. But looking back at it, I was like, really, why did I do that? Like we would do stupid things and stuff like that, like throw rocks at people, or like lay in the middle of the street, like joke around and stuff like that. And then looking back at it, I'm like, it's whatever. I mean, life happens. I mean, it's the environment that you grow up with too, not just at school, but at home as well. Like, I mean, that's how most people get into gangs and stuff too, because at home you don't feel loved. So why be someplace where you don't want to be loved, when you can hang out with your friends where you feel quote unquote love, or like you feel like a brotherhood? But gangs are not the best way to do that. I mean, like, I don't know, like I feel like I could have got into a gang, like if I really went down the try to be cool whatever path. But obviously I had a good environment at home, not the best, but a good environment at home, and good friends around me, to keep me up. Because I honestly, I don't try in school, but like when I did try, I would get these certain awards. I did care about my grades back then though too, because I mean, growing up, I knew what grades are and stuff. You're supposed to do good in school or whatever. I mean, that's just how my parents taught me, and not just my parents, but my aunts and uncles. They taught me to, do good in school. You definitely want to get somewhere with good grades. I mean, even though elementary really doesn't matter, because they did do a study where like homework really doesn't help you or whatnot. But doing okay in school is way better than not trying at school. But yeah, looking back on it, I was like, I did okay. I did good. I did some stupid things. Hung out with some goofy people. Like I didn't always hang out with the straight cool people, but I hung out with some goofy people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
so I had a friend named Samuel. Uh, he was pretty cool. I hung out with him during third, fifth. I don't remember. Um, let's see, all the way up till fifth grade. Okay. Um, yeah, and that was not fourth grade, all the way up to fourth grade. And I did after school program. Well, I did this basketball camp after school. That was my favorite thing to do. Every Wednesday they had the basketball camp, and I looked forward to Wednesday because man, I love going to that basketball camp and just hanging out with some of the friends and learning how to play basketball from this certain teacher. His name is Mr. Hart, and he's definitely one of the coolest teachers like you would ever meet. He's really chill. My cousin, he used to go to that school and he was on the basketball team, and learning from that teacher, he was definitely super cool. I mean, he knew how to motivate people as well. Yeah. Did you ever do any after school programs or anything like that, or?
During well, not much during middle school, but during elementary, like I was like mostly almost at every after school program.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
I think it was just one after school program, and that's pretty much it. But
Right.
like, there was just a lot of us that stayed after school and just had snacks and I guess just chill out. It's pretty much
Right.
like I don't remember much from the after school programs.
Sorry, there's a airplane flying by. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, but yeah, I just remember that like I would stay after school every single day and look at my crush.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, everyone has their school crush, whatever. But did you ever feel like you'd rather go home, or did you just like, I like after school programs?
For me, during that time, like since I didn't have my mindset on anything, all I want to do is have fun. And like after school program, like all our friends would stay after school, so it was really fun. So we just stayed, and that's pretty much it. Like we just, I just stayed for the fun of it. And at home, like there's not much at home.
Right, for sure.
Especially during that time, my family, like we're not like the rich kids, so like I don't have any game consoles or anything.
It's poor to middle class.
Yeah,
that's usually how most people are.
Yeah, because we were pretty new, so we live in apartments and stuff,
Okay.
and we don't have any
gaming
or anything.
whatever.
Like when I go home, what I do is, well, back then I actually like reading, so I go home and read, and sometimes it gets boring, so then
Yeah, you'd rather stay
like,
after.
it was the best because like you gotta hang out with your friends and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that part of school was really fun. I mean, public schools really teaches you about like, it brings all types of people
It's
to
like
the school.
super diverse.
Right.
And you get to connect with other people.
Especially Clovis and Fresno schools. Definitely, they bring all types of personalities to certain schools.
Yeah.
And did you ever do any sports?
When it comes to sports, I actually didn't do sports.
Oh, really?
I during elementary school, I wasn't really the sporty guy.
Right.
During that time,
Okay.
I was kind of a nerdy bully.
A nerdy bully.
Yeah,
okay.
a nerdy bully. Yeah, all I do is read books and like draw and do weird nerdy stuff.
But then you were still a bully.
Yeah, but I was still a bully.
Yeah, I mean, I actually did sports during my sixth grade year. That's when I actually did all my sports. Actually just stopped. I don't know why. Like, I did volleyball, paddle tennis because we couldn't do tennis yet, and basketball. That's where I did all my sports in elementary, and then after that I really stopped. But I do still play basketball here and there. With my friends, we kind of like to go out to go play basketball and stuff, and then I do go out sometimes with a church to go play volleyball with them. Not that I go with the not that I go to the church, but I just go because one of my good friends goes to that church, so I like to go play volleyball with them. So you didn't even play anything?
Well, the only time I actually played or like joined a team at school was it was during 8th grade. Yeah, I joined the volleyball team.
Yeah, I do remember that.
But before any of that, like I have no idea what volleyball is. Like
Okay.
even though I'm Asian, like, I mean I've seen the volleyball, but I didn't really get the concept of it
Of the
or,
game,
yeah,
yeah.
or like how the game is played. I mean, like I saw my crush playing. They were playing
Yeah.
volleyball, but all I knew is that you hit a ball.
That's it.
And
But
that's
you didn't know the concept, the
Yeah.
rules, or whatever.
I didn't even get the idea of the net and what the reason of the net is too. So I was
Okay.
like, but
Yeah.
I was pretty good. If I can say so myself, not
Yeah,
to
for
brag or
sure.
anything, but for a person who had no idea what the sport is, to just join and just mess around with it, I was good.
Yeah.
I was like average, but
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I didn't do much for like other than that 6th grade year, but I love playing basketball. I still don't really know too many rules, like the actually pro rules, like the 3-second violation, in the paint. So you can't stay if you're on offense. You can't stay inside the paint, which is the the painted area inside the key for more than 3 seconds, because that gives you the opportunity to always shoot a close shot and whatever. But we don't do those rules when we do play like with my friends and stuff, because we all suck. I mean, not all of us suck, but I suck. But yeah. Did you do any other? Did you join choir during middle school?
no, I have never joined choir. Like the only choir I did was like during high school, which is show choir.
Okay.
And what we actually learn in there is how to dance, not how to sing, but how to dance. Like so
It is show choir, so
yeah, the teacher just present us a song and then he makes us sing it, and I just copy my peers, the vocal lines. Like if they're singing at a certain pitch, that I just try to get
Match
to that
it?
pitch. Yeah, just to match it. Like I didn't learn how to read notes or like how to sing
Actually
or anything.
perform, right?
Like all we actually learned was how to dance. So
Okay.
it
It's
wasn't
funny.
really helping, but
Actually was in a hip hop class.
really,
Yeah, when I
Ooh.
was I think in elementary. Yeah, when I was in elementary, I joined a hip hop class over the summer. I loved it because we would go to the gymnastics. I used to do gymnastics as well for a little bit, and then my aunt put us in a hip hop class, and I was like, okay, that's cool. And I was the only guy. There's a guy hip hop class, but I didn't want to join that because I was like, I'm too shy to go talk to anybody or whatever. So I just, because my sister joined as well, so I just stayed with my sister. I was just like,
so
I'd
so
rather
that
stay.
that hip hop club, it was a girl club.
No, it
No,
was
but then there was no guys at all.
yeah, it was just no guys.
Weird.
Yeah, but I was actually the only guy. I mean, my teacher, we moved on to do bigger stuff, and she's super dope. Man, I forgot her name, but if I find her or whatever, I'll put it in the description. But she's a dope teacher. She taught us how to do pin drops, if you know what that is. Yeah,
course.
do some like the 3 steps, 6 steps, and whatever. Just do how to actually dance. We performed. I actually have the CD. We performed at Chloe's High. I look at it, I was so cringy. I looked at it, I was like, damn, I thought that was so cool, but when I look at it, oh man, it was so cringy. But I after that, after going to that hip hop class and that teacher, she really motivated me to actually like dancing and stuff. So I do like the aspect of learning dances, not synchronized dancing, but performing dancing, like, you know, not just freestyle. I can't really do freestyle, but I like performing dances, like where you try to match up dance moves to the song and whatnot. Like I like, one of my favorite dance groups are the Kinjas, and that's like one I like watching them, and their dances are so dope. Like I really want to be able to do that as well, you know. Like, have you, I mean, I know you can dance. I mean, it's there's no, you know, hiding that, but do you like dancing and stuff like that?
Well, speaking back to like perspective of being a kid, yeah, like the first time I danced, that was during elementary, was during 5th and 6th grade. And during that time, you know, my crush, she liked to do hip hop. So
Okay.
that was my motivation during that time. And during that time, you know, I picked up breakdancing.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Just to impress her and to impress people around me, you know, my group of friends. And my favorite move will be the windmill.
Okay.
Like, I would do that all the time.
That was a pretty fire move for a long time.
Yeah, it
the
really
windmill.
was.
Yeah.
It was the windmill and the flare.
Yeah.
Air
If you could,
track.
I used to be able to do the flare, but then I got fat, so. But yeah, but that was, so you used to like dancing like that and stuff like.
Yes, I used to love
That was,
dancing.
but was it just to get the girl, or was it just you actually liked it?
I guess during that time, you know, like it wasn't really about what I like. It was about what people like.
Okay,
and
yeah, for
it
sure.
was
It was an influence.
Yeah, it was the influence because people were just looking at you, and I guess during that time I was just craving for attention.
Yeah. Okay.
Just
yeah.
like I'm cool. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I grew up being, you know, not the coolest kid, but like one of the cool kids. Like
You would like to be.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
yes.
yeah. So growing up, you know, like not with the whole school, but I was a cool kid with my surrounding friends and everybody. You know, like I was like, for some reason, I like to be dominant in the group.
Okay. Yeah.
As a kid, you
yeah.
know, like that's why I was a bully.
Yeah, for sure.
I wanted the attention
That's
onto
understandable.
me, and yeah, growing up, I did a lot of things to get attention. You know, like a lot of people do that. We all do that sometimes, and I feel like that really is what's what motivates me during that time for dancing.
Okay.
But nowadays, you know, like I look at dancing and I don't feel comfortable anymore because I don't feel the need of the attention anymore. You know,
Yeah.
because I'm so used nowadays. I'm used to like getting people the attention. You know, making
Right.
sure.
But the thing is, even when you give away people attention, people still get attention to you too. Come on.
I try not to. You know, like nowadays I try to be
Put other people in the
yes,
spotlight. Yeah. for
and
sure.
and not myself.
Yeah, I mean, did you ever watch like wrestling and stuff too, like WWE and stuff like that?
Oh, as a kid, I did watch WWE. I
Yeah.
watch it every day. Like,
Yeah.
it was crazy, and I thought it was hella tight.
Did you ever do any of the moves at school or on people, or you know?
Yes, me and my brothers, we used to we call it play SmackDown.
Okay.
And we used to fight and mess around all the
Yeah,
time.
for sure.
You know, like it was
It was like,
was-
yeah, it was a fun time.
fun. It was lit.
My grandpa, he loved watching boxing WWE, and my mom didn't like us watching it because it was too violent or whatever. But it was like, come on, it's boxing. It's, you know, if you, for me, like I feel like any kid can watch anything, but it's the parents' job to put a boundary or an understanding of what they're watching, you know. So it was like, if a kid is watching boxing and stuff, you know, you gotta teach the kid that, you know, boxing is, you know, a sport, and don't really hurt people just because you can hurt people, but you got to teach someone that. But back onto the boxing, I used to watch that because my grandpa watched it, and every time my grandpa would come to my house, I'd be excited because I was like, oh, it's time to watch some WWE or some boxing, and we would watch it and stuff. It was like, I think, because back then my favorite characters were the Undertaker, for a time, D-Generation X. That was like my favorite group. The Undertaker and D-Generation X. Yeah, and that kind of influenced me into liking boxing now and MMA. I definitely love watching UFC fights and stuff. So that definitely helped. That definitely influenced me to actually liking stuff like that because of my grandpa. Did anything like that, influence to you liking stuff now?
Well, definitely. Like, I do watch some UFC now.
Okay.
Well, I don't watch much, but like I like to watch the knockouts.
Yeah, the knockout. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
For me, that's pretty entertaining. Back then, like WWE, it used to be hella good.
Yeah,
It's
it,
like-
it, it was not just storyline; it was more wrestling. It
Yeah.
was. I remember the Hardy Brothers. I like that too. I love those guys. The TLC matches, table ladders and chairs, Hell in a Cell. All those crazy
Yeah.
stunts they would do. It was crazy, man.
It was crazy good. And,
Yeah.
But I don't want to talk bad about it. But like now you go back and watch it, and it's like, this stuff is kind of played out. It's not like.
Well, it is fake.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not like
it's
as
fake, but not
real
fake.
as it looked
Yeah.
back then, So like the hype wasn't there anymore, but like I do respect them. Like,
yeah,
like,
because it's yeah. Go ahead.
they do an amazing job.
Yeah.
like entertaining wise.
Yeah, I mean, it's real but not real. When I say that, I mean the moves and stuff, or like the storyline is fake. Obviously, it's made up, but the injuries are real.
Yes.
Because they are smacking chairs, they are going through tables, they are getting smacked on a mat.
They are jumping 20
Yeah.
feet off
Yeah.
the cage.
Or ladders and stuff. The injuries are real, so I do respect them in that, and just the way they portray themselves. You definitely have to be a bad character, and to be able to pursue that with all the hate. Like for a long time, not a long time, but for Undertaker, he was like a bad character because he was dead, the dead man, and to pursue that into becoming a character that people love.
Yes,
That's
the Undertaker was.
yeah.
He was. He used to be like, and then he got like hella good.
Yeah,
Everybody was like,
people
for
loved
him.
him. Like his winning streak for WrestleMania. That was a big hype. He was never defeated until Brock Lesnar and whatnot. But yeah, so I think that WWE is pretty. Like, I respect it, but I usually respect. I like UFC more and mixed martial arts more because it's an aspect of fight. People really get. I mean, just recently, Ben Askren fought Malzadov, and Malzadov threw a flying knee in the beginning of the fight, the fastest
I
knockout
saw that
in
too.
UFC's history.
crazy.
I'm sure it was just like a second knockout. The others, the other seconds were just the ref, like stopping the fight, and that's crazy, And the aspect of fighting like that's like, okay, so Malzadov knew he was probably gonna shoot for the double leg or shoot to put him to the floor. So you're gonna throw a knee. Usually when wrestlers try to get your leg, you throw something that shows them that if you're gonna try to grab my leg, I'm gonna knock you out. You can't get me here in this area. It is. So if you do try to get my legs, it's gonna be scary. So I like that aspect of, you have to think, you have to know what you're doing when you fight. And that's why I like boxing and mixed martial arts.
But yeah, like growing up watching all these quote unquote violent stuff on TV and stuff, like
you're not that violent today.
But it actually got me kind of violent as a kid, like
for sure. I mean, I think that's because you didn't have
I didn't have a good understanding of what the things I'm watching was.
I mean, or like people telling you, okay, this can hurt people, you shouldn't do it. So I think, did you have that? Because it works sometimes, most of the time, when you explain things to kids, because they're not dumb. So I think if someone explained it to you, I think you would have been like, okay, maybe I don't bully people or don't.
Yeah, definitely. If I just had like a person there to I guess just teach me or just guide me, because for us, like I was a fob during that time, and being the fob, like it's not where like you are going to bully people. It's more if people are going to bully you. Yeah. So like
it's better to strike first than get
So in a family like that, like it's more of like hit, don't get hit.
Yeah, right. For sure. Yeah. Yeah. That concludes this episode of the RNH Podcast. Thanks for coming on, Vichai. Thank you.
Yep, it's all good.
So yeah, I'm gonna try to keep these episodes 30 minutes long, around this time. Keep it short, and I'll try to post some other content as well. I do want to post video games. I'm not the best at video games, but I just enjoy playing video games, or just vlogs, because I do have a photography page, and I'll put that in the description, so please follow me on the photography page as well. Thank you. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy, or if you didn't enjoy, just like and subscribe, because why not. And thanks.